Good afternoon. This is Alejandra Reyes. Today's video, it's for week number 4 news article. The name of the article is The IRS has announced its new 2025 tax brackets. Here's what to know. Written by Aimee Picchi. The IRS recently announced the adjusted inflation tax bracket for 2025. The most significant changes for this tax adjustment is that the brackets have been raised by a considerable amount. It is a 2.8% increase from 2024. This change happened because over the pandemic, inflation jumped up. And during the pandemic years, the tax brackets went up about 7% at the highest. The IRS decided to lower the tax brackets in order to help families to bring in a little more income into their homes. Also to be a little more uniform with the cost of living currently. When inflation happens, the tax brackets usually creep up. And it's not necessarily because of a wage increase, but only because inflation. The adjustments are becoming smaller because inflation is at its lowest in the last 3 years. There are several changes if certain people are filing single, jointly, married jointly, and head of household. In the source information, I will post the website where you can verify the thresholds, the new amounts for 2025. But just in a general idea, married couple filings jointly, their threshold will be higher by up to $30,000. In 2024, that amount was $29,200. And that constitutes a 2.7 increase for 2025. According to the Tax Policy Center, a couple that's filing jointly, married, if they have a combined income of $100,000 for 2025, they could use the standard deduction and lower that to $70,000 taxable income. So this will benefit people in this situation. For most people's deductions are a lot lower than the standard deductions, so most people will go for that choice, and the new tax brackets will benefit when you file this way. In the tables that you'll find in the article, it shows the top dollars that you could pay for your taxes. And if you file jointly, you don't necessarily pay the amount of the tax for the combined income. Instead, you pay the tax percentage or the tax bracket for the higher earning person of the couple, and then you pay a different tax bracket for the person that earns the least as well. So if combined salary says it's $100,000 earnings, that doesn't mean that you will pay that bracket. It only means that you can pay up to that bracket price. But if, let's say, the husband earns $40,000 and the wife earns $60,000, the wife will be paying at a tax bracket for her earnings, and the husband will pay at a tax bracket for his earnings separately, even if you're filing jointly. There's more information on the website. The tax credit for middle income and low income, it's also going to be higher. Um, Single people can qualify for up to claim $649 in the returns, and that is also higher by around 2.7% from last year. Also, another thing that families with children will be able to benefit from is the earned income tax credit will be higher, up to $8,046. And this is higher from last year, which was at $7,830. This will be a benefit for families with 3 or more children. Certain provisions will not change for this year. They remain untouched. State and local tax is one of them. The cap is at $10,000, and that remains for 2025 tax year. Another that stays the same also is the amount refunded per child credit stays at $1,700. And lastly, the lifetime learning credit is also staying. This is a credit for qualified tuition and related expenses for students. The students that qualify for this type of deduction, this also remains the same for tax year 2025. I hope this information helped in any way. Thank you for watching my video. Good night.